Do you love clowns? Artists in funny costumes are frequently perceived solely as a source of uncontrollable laughter and fun. There is nothing else required from them. Not everyone is able to discern personality behind a makeup and ridiculous costume. And meanwhile, clowns, whose task is to joy us, know about people more than even some high-paid psychologists. Today we meet not just a clown. Neither early fame nor a broad success could spoil him. Our today's guest is infinitely devoted to his public, Murat Muturganov. Murat, I think that there is hardly any person in Kazakhstan who wouldn't know your name, Murat Muturganov. What do you think of this big time? Is it oppress you? And is it a pressure at all? And what is your attitude towards the fact that everybody recognizes you and knows you? I'm not sure about the whole Kazakhstan, of course, but some part of Kazakhstan surely knows me. I treat it very responsibly, with a great pride of the fact that I am carrying my father's name. He's the founder of our dynasty, and in general, owing to him, I established myself as a man, as an artist. That is why when people recognize me, know me, appreciate me, I always remember that in the first place, this is the father's merit, and I should carry this flag and family name with dignity. One should be ready for the fame. If you believe in yourself, you should remember that one day you will become popular and famous, and how you will behave in this case. This is the all secret, and this is the truth.
It was a rather bright moment in our life. I, with Sophie, was participating in an international contest, which was conducted here. She was only 4 years old, and Murat was a presenter of this project. It was surprising for me, for all that he is a rather famous person and he just came to us. He liked the performance, liked child's energy, and he just said, "Come to my circus."
Murat, you early achieved success. Everybody remember little clown Muratik. Try to remember whether you realized in those years that you were not an ordinary child, that you were one of the kind. I realized that I was an artist already. The fact that if all the rest children run to slide and they understood that if they fell down and wouldn't face, then tomorrow they would just stay in the band and would not go to school. In my case, I understood that I wouldn't be able to stay in bed. I would have a performance. People who had bought tickets to circus would come, but I understood it not as if I was a unique child. I was an artist in the circus, but in life I was an ordinary child because once more of the parents who told me that I was the same person as everybody. They told me, you have 5 fingers on one hand, and just like the rest you have 2 hands and 2 legs. Never think that you can be higher than anyone, that you can humiliate or insult anybody. Remember that first and foremost, you are the man. Yes, in circus I realized that I was an artist. In life I was a simple boy. Murat, judging by the talk with you, parents played a decisive role in your formation as a professional. Tell us please, did your parents have any special way in upbringing and education? I can't tire of telling that there was harmony in our family. There was my father, an awfully talented and creative person who loved circus with all its difficulties and abstractions. And there was mother, who was from a very civilized family. She was not a circus person. She loved children very much and loved life. And that is why creation and calmness gave me a stimulus in my formation as a personality. I think that one of the main roles in my life, and the most important till this day, everything that I and my family achieved was not my achievement, but my parents. So maybe period of my achievements will come when I will acquire my own family. At the moment, I am nevertheless a son of my mother and father. Your father, Karim Muratovich, is a clown famous all around Kazakhstan. Tell us please, how did your father influence on you? Or your mother was more successful in this walk of life? If creativity is concerned, then it's my father, of course. It is unconditionally so. I remember in my childhood, when we just walked with him. Usually when fathers and children go to the kindergarten, they just go. And we always invented some stretches, some images and roles. In other words, since childhood, he fostered me in the way that I should get the feel of my role, should try myself in various dramatic characters. And the most important, what he had taught me since childhood was the first, to love own circus. I am ready to give my life for the circus. I tell it loudly and I actually can do it. And I would like all my children to love circus just like as I love it. The second most important thing is that father brought me up on Charlie Chaplin's films. This is a humor, very delicate, a humor which does not cause laughter, but when you just smile and it stays in your heart for all your life. I had already passed him everything that I wanted to pass, because when a child is small, you need to teach him to always remember about values. For example, about such things as respect to elders and never to lie. As for goals achievement, they are also growing. He's an artist today, tomorrow he can be an administrator, and he may want to be in TV show the day after. It is his choice. He will reach everything he wants if he will stick to some universal canons. One should have a solid fundament in the soul, and if there is no any, then tomorrow or the day after, one will fall to the ground. It is the law of life. That is why I, since childhood, put a human fundament in him. In life of any artist, journeys, traveling and tours play a huge role. And finally, the influence on life, character and health of any artist. What are journeys and travels for you? What did they give you? You studied, accumulated some impressions, thought about something maybe? There are advantages and disadvantages in tours. I would perhaps start from advantages. You see different cities and countries in reality. Another plus is that I communicate with different people, got acquainted, I spoke different languages. In general, there are a lot of advantages, but there are minuses, such as the time zones, improper feeding. It is of course a stress for children. And again, circus art, circus business is hard, and if you come there and love it, then it will be forever. And if you were born, as we say, in sawdust, then there is no getting away from it. They say that every nation loves in their own way. Did you notice any difference between our nationals and foreigners? Maybe in laughter, in reaction on jokes? I always thought and think until now that there is no bad spectator. There is bad performance of an artist or actor or singer. For example, we had this situation in Greece. In Greece, people are very restrained, and at the same time, when you ask them after the performance, when they come to the backstage, they like everything, but they don't show it. They don't applaud, don't shout bravo. When I perform in Almaty circus, and there is that audience who came to my performance maybe 10 or 15 years ago when I was a child, I feel this warmness, this patriotism, and even if something goes wrong, they applaud very sincerely, encouraging me. Maybe these are my inner faiths. I think that the most cordial audience is that who treats you as a close relative. It is exactly at our place, in Almaty. What, in your opinion, is the difference of foreigners and us, Kazakhstan citizens, in habits, gestures, the way of thinking, mentality? The first is that we are still a former Soviet Union. I saw little from that period, but as adults say, it was reserved and closed time. In Europe, when we went in 1990 to our first tour to Italy, and suddenly I saw children who sat on the floor, ran, shouted, and they turned to the group of our artists. Everybody of them was standing still, like soldiers, never looking sideways, never speaking with anybody. For example, if in a foreign country I saw two people who would look like the same, and one of them would be from the Soviet Union and the other is from Europe, I would tell the difference at once. It is recognized in look, manner, communication and behavior. We are other, and they are another. But free, merry, open people are to my taste. That is why I hope that Kazakhstan are going forward, and we are rising tremendously, and we have a good, bright, free and beautiful future. If to look at the circus as on a country, at our Kazakhstani circus, and compare it with an American circus, what are the key differences between these two countries? On the level of artists, performance, maybe on the level of your impression. Circus art is not divided. Charm of our circus world is the fact that we don't have nationality, don't have age limits, and we have respect to each other. Sometimes we adopt something from each other. Somebody give advices and tips to each other. The only small problem in our Almaty circus, which I encountered as far back as the 93rd, is that our artists like backstage intrigues very much, which grow mutual misunderstanding. Instead of one small, let's take an American circus, if they have any problem, they solve it collectively. Everybody speak openly. These are differences. And as for arena, the most of the artists of Düsseldorf circus, which is very popular nowadays, are Soviet artists by 60%. That is why, no matter how you look at it, we were strong artists, and we are still now. Murat, you gained a world fame. In USA, your name is included in the Museum of Clown Glory. Didn't you have temptation just to stay and work abroad? It is a difficult question, because I had offers. In Italy, advertisement of the whole performance was built on me. Of course it was, but this feeling, I don't know how to explain this. Well, look, the first meeting with the president was in '96. I was 11 or 12, and I had an impression that it was my granddad, my uncle, some kind of relative. Then the second meeting was in 2004, also accidentally, and in 2007 I was honored with the title Meritorious Artist of Republic of Kazakhstan. It is the highest title, and this feeling that state remembers about you, exactly this launched me back. Sometimes people confuse that we left somewhere for a permanent residence. No, we toured, and our tour finished in 2009. I came, settled in Almaty, and not a bit sorry about it. It can be told in words. I love Almaty, and I want to do a lot for circus art in Kazakhstan in general.
И я ни капельки не жалею. Я люблю Алмату, мне хочется сделать многое для циркового искусства в Казахстане в целом.
In your young ages, you practically became a serious administrator, headed the administration of a serious institution. Say, how did you manage to combine creative nature with the rather boring routine operations?
Ох, трудно дается. Трудно, потому что это все надо осваивать.
Oh, it is not easy. It is difficult because you need to master everything. All those letters, some letters from the ministry, fulfill some plans. It is a state establishment, and all of this is necessary. But I always, and it is very important, follow Yuri Nikulin's example, who was a clown, actor and a circus director. And he was a splendid director. He was the only director I met who always had his office open. And when artists ran by, he said, there, stay. Come here. What problems do you have? What is there? Well, Yuri Vladimirovich, I have a problem with the flat. And he took telephone, called to the city where that artist was in a waiting list and couldn't get the flat. That is why, when our artists say, recently we had this misunderstanding, they told that I compare myself with Nikulin. No, I say one more time, I follow his example. If he managed to do this, I have a great hope that I would be able to combine artistic activity with the management. I want it, I go for it, and I am sure that I will manage it.
Я уверен, что мне это получится.
Я думаю, как все, потому что вот что такое.
I think like everybody, because what are difficulties? Difficulties, in my opinion, are the causes of incomprehension, and he meets those people he respects, consults with them. They give him certain advices, and he feels better from it. I think so, because when children grow up, there are some things which they consider are better to consult with not parents, but with those who are greater authority. I am not offended with it. It's nothing, but if he addresses me with something, I try as father and an elder colleague to help him in everything.
Я стараюсь, как отец, как старший товарищ, помочь ему в этом отношении.
Murat, у вас наверняка...
Murat, you certainly have plans and understanding of how Kazakhstani circus should develop. Share your considerations on this score from the point of view of the manager, of an administrator and a strategist.
Планы у цирка грандиозно.
Circus has grandiose plans, and the most important that Akimat of Almaty city and the governance of culture supports all these plans. Of course, our circus hasn't own advertising style, no logotype, and presently don't have a site. Everything is necessary, of course. We don't have own circus show, as in Du Soleil circus. We don't want to copy Du Soleil circus, but we follow its example. We want to have own theme: nomads, snow leopard, golden man. We want to connect our butters, our jiggits, horsemen, to show them in one unique theatric circus, show with live sound, live performance of singers, theatric actor connected with circus. In other words, it will be grandiose show on which we are working, and it will surely then go into world too. Because aim of the circus art in Kazakhstan popularization through circus art. Mission of our circus is to tell about Kazakhstan with the help of our show. This year in September we will have the second World Festival. Can you imagine? Artists from the other countries come to our circus and get our prize, golden, silver and the bronze horse. So circus is moving forward. It doesn't stay in one place. There is one very good American proverb: we can go fast in solitude, but together we go far.
Murat is out of the ordinary personality, and the fact that he for a long time lived abroad, I think it left some impress in his soul. In other words, he turned everything so well that he started to love motherland even harder, and that experience that he got abroad, he applies here. He always tries to raise the level of our country, comparing it with European, foreign standards. This distinguishes him. He's not just like everybody else, who after being abroad thinks only of how to move quickly there and live there. He, vice versa, always says, "Look how it is in Europe, let's do the same."
You are a public person. Energy is often radiated from you. You perform frequently, and you are a presenter. There is a feeling that you never got tired. But if you are tired, do you have any secrets? How do you recover your powers? Of course I got tired, and how? There are moments when I am all beat up. Sometimes I even feel sad. Sometimes it happens when I have one of those days with my employees, I can even cry. The secret is very simple. Love your family. Because only family will always help you. I have close friends, there are 7 of them, who are my real support, but tomorrow they will acquire own families and they can go into own families, and not because they have forgotten and betrayed me. Ree's father, mother and little sister will never forget me, so I can count only on my family. Only family give energy to me, only family helps me to find way from any hard situation. It is proven and not a secret. You studied to be a director. It surely means that you have a large-scale staging in plans. Tell us about it a bit. To define more precisely, I toured all my life and entered university only recently. In other words, this is my first higher education, and I study for exactly a film director. I am a student of a great master, Damir Manabai. That is why it is not a show anymore, because my task is on the contrary to attract those interesting directors. So I act as a producer in the circus. Producer who finds a team of directors, actors, composers, gather them all in one team, and we make grandiose show. And I study for a movie maker and dream that maybe in 5 or 6 years I would be able to make a film about Kazakhstan circus. I see it clearly. I experience all of these, and I will meet the script writer who will understand me, and together we will write the script and shoot that wonderful movie. Do you consider yourself as an established man in personality, or you feel that there is a wide horizon of new events in front of you and there is still place to strive for? Do share your plans with us. Do I consider myself as an established man? Of course no. Returning to the beginning of our conversation, everything that I achieved for today is of course thanks to my family, my father, and I have grandiose plans. I dream of own Chapito circus, which will tour around Kazakhstan. I dream of own show, dream of some movie about circus. I dream of a close-knit big family with a lot of my children. That is why I have grandiose plans. Of course I would like Kazakhstani circus artists to be proud of me and got into my team, where we would just work wonders in circus art. So I hope that in the nearest future it will become a true, and as they were proud of my father, so someday they would be proud of me.
Известный французский писатель.
Famous French writer François Mauriac thought that the circus is the last refuge of a pure art. So maybe it is time for an art to come again to people from under big top of the circus. I think such people as Murat Muturganov has the strength to do it. Till we meet again. Murat distinguished by the fact that he is always natural. He knows a lot in different spheres.
When he is told that he is a star, a superstar, he always says, "No way. Comparing to those foreign stars, I haven't achieved that much."